Hey everybody, it's Dan with Pain For You. Today's topic is going to be react or respond. And so, before I do that, let's take a couple of breaths. We're going to breathe in the confidence. Breathe out the fear. I'm going to breathe in the bravery. Breathe out the worry. And one empty one. No thoughts, just breathe. So, react or respond. So, anytime symptoms kind of get our attention, and you know how they can, out of nowhere they'll just grab our attention and, hey, pay attention. Or sometimes they creep up on us, and before you know it, you're sitting there for a while, and when you try to get up, it's like, oh, something that it's not right, or whatever. Could be any type of symptom. Doesn't matter what type you're dealing with, but they can shake us. And the typical response to pain is to react. Touch a hot stove, react. Ouch! Take your hand off. Ow! Right? It's the purpose of pain. It's to get us to stop doing something that's dangerous. As it relates to TMS, and sometimes as the pain flares as a result of some kind of trigger or some kind of a situation, oftentimes it's kind of built into our wiring to react to the pain. And there's no doubt that, if you get a back spasm, you're going to react. You're going to go, oh, what happened? Right? But that's where the response comes in. Because the instant flinch is the reaction. But if your instant reaction is to drop a whole bunch of curse words and get really pissed off or really frustrated or start crying and start catastrophizing like, oh, I still haven't beaten this. What's wrong? I'm never going to get this. My life is over. Why is life so hard for me? What you're doing is teaching the brain that, yeah, you're in danger. And if the purpose of pain is to keep you from dangerous things, then you're kind of keeping that cycle going. Fear fuels the pain or the symptoms. Attention fuels these pains and symptoms. So, between a trigger, and I don't mean something that started the pain, but between the pain or the symptom and your response, there's always a moment to pause. And even if you react with the flinch, you can still take a pause and go, all right, am I going to freak out, which never helped anybody get better, or am I going to choose my response? And that's one big thing that I always teach. Choose your response. Because freaking out won't get you better. Indifference does. And even if you can't get to indifference and saying, I really don't care, and mean it, and be authentic with that, you can still choose your response. You can say, wow, that was a wicked back spasm, but let me just breathe through it, relax my body. Don't tense up, but relax it. And then choose to reassure yourself, wow, it's still just TMS. What was I feeling emotionally? Was there anything going on? Empty out. Get that stuff out. Feel it. Shift your attention away from the pain or the symptom towards, was anything going on emotionally? Sometimes you'll be able to find that link up and that connection between an emotional event and the onset or the flare-up of the symptom. In some cases you can't, but check in anyway. See what you got. Don't decide that you're screwed if you can't find the particular instant that caused it. Like I said, in a video 2 days ago about triggers, don't list them and avoid them, right? It's just a matter of teaching our brain that we're safe as we are already. If we list every single trigger that flares up our symptoms every single time, and then we try to avoid all of that stuff, you're going to shrink and shrink and shrink your world until it's, it's like a dust speck on that clover for Horton Hears a Who. Right? We don't want our world to shrink that small. We want to keep on living our lives and just be indifferent to these various sensations that come up, right? So we do always have a choice as to how we respond. And even if the initial response is, oh, right, curse words, you can always still take a breath and go, wait a minute, time out. I know what TMS is. I've done the assessments over and over again. I've read the books. I'm written on every page of Sarno's books and Nicole's book and Steve Ozanich and all those books. I know this. I understand this. This is what's going on for me. So choose my response. I'm going to reassure myself. It's all right. You're going to be okay. I promise you. Dan, it's going to be okay. Yeah, it's massively uncomfortable, but it's not dangerous. Your body didn't fall apart, you know. Your arm's not laying on the floor, or, you know, if you have sitting pain, it's not like your butt is going to get left on the couch when you get up. I mean, you're okay. Nothing physical structurally going on. And so you see the difference between the freak out, oh, and life's over, and catastrophize, and I'm going to be in a wheelchair, and oh my God, I can't believe how bad this is, and oh no, oh no, oh no, versus it's okay. Take a nice breath, relax. It's all right. Because I've heard so many times from people commenting on the YouTube videos, the Facebook page and group, that when they can choose their response and kind of check themselves, inevitably the flare doesn't last long. And so you can do the same. You can learn to do the same. You can teach your brain that it's always better to respond nice and calm, nice and reassuring. Get yourself out of the stress response. Breathe. Maybe get outside in nature. Take a walk if you're able to, but if you're not, look, sometimes when things are that bad, it's about survival. And I get that. But if you're laying on the floor writhing in pain, where's the thinking going, right? And I get it. Massively uncomfortable. I've been there more times than I can count. More times than I want to remember. But laying there worrying about all the things you can't do because you're hurting so bad, and how unfair it is, and how sad and depressed and pissed off you are that this is your life, and I thought life was supposed to be better than this, and it's not supposed to be a struggle forever. Great. You want to have a pity party? Go for it. Pity parties haven't helped me get better either. They really haven't. They've just kept me stuck. And I'm not saying you can't, you know, allow yourself to feel the sadness or the grief or the despair or the depression or the anger or the rage at the symptoms. But don't live there. Don't spend your whole day there, right? You want to get that out. Journal. Verbalize it. Don't bitch to everybody around you. They don't want to hear it either. And I don't mean that in a negative, derogatory way, but like, how many times do you want to talk to your family about the pain? Right? They don't know what to do to help you. You can help yourself though. Choose your response. Indifference. The mindset of indifference. That basically means, whatever, I don't care. And for me, it was literally a turning point when I was able to say with complete conviction, I was tired of living my life based on my back pain and sciatica. I was just tired of it. Did it for too long, well over a decade. And as soon as I got to the point of indifference, that's when things started to shift for me. Right? And it can shift for you. And I'm hearing over and over again how when people make that mental shift, the physical follows suit fairly quickly. Right? And so, try to embrace this stuff. It's really important. And if you find yourself reacting to the pain or the symptoms with freak out, despair, thinking about your horrible future, all the bad stuff that's happened to you and everything that you've missed so far because of the symptoms, and I wasted my, for me, I wasted between, 31, 32 years old and 44 or 45 years old. Wasted all that time catastrophizing, focused on fearing the pain, spending way too much time thinking about it, trying to fix it, right? I'm really encouraging you to do not do that. And look, whatever has passed has passed. Don't get upset about what's already done. You can't change it, but you can choose your response now. And that is exactly what I'm encouraging you to do. So when the pain's kicking your ass, okay, been there, done that. I say it all the time. Your track record of surviving a bad day is 100%. Why? Because you're still here. So, if the pain or symptoms is getting you down, choose your response. Choose bravery. Choose confidence. Choose soothing. Soothing your body. Get out of the stress response. Calming your thinking. You don't have to believe the thoughts that say you're going to be in a wheelchair in 2 years if you don't get better soon. Right? You don't have to believe that. It's just a thought. Doesn't make it true. We don't have to identify ourselves based on these, reaction thoughts. I love the response thoughts, which are, hey, it's okay. You're going to be all right. You are going to be all right. This is temporary. It's just TMS. Done the assessment. Know what it is. Read the books. I get it. And if your pain was doing a little bit better and it flares up, that doesn't mean you're back to square one. It just means that's a speed bump on the journey. You can keep going. You can get right back on the road where you were. And the faster you choose your response to respond with indifference and calm and cool and relaxed and I got this is no big deal, it's temporary, the faster the flare-up is going to pass. Then you're going to start to realize, while we don't have control over this completely, what you will realize is you've got a heck of a lot of input as to what happens and your outcome. So choosing your response instead of reacting. Right? Choose your response. That's where the gold is. Indifference, calm, reassuring. It's going to be okay. Right? So, react or respond. What are you going to do? I think you should respond. And you'll find that you do much better. And even if you're hurting, responding in a cool, calm, reassuring way, at least emotionally and mentally, and you're going to feel better even if it takes a little while for the physical to catch up. So, love you guys and gals. I will talk to you in the next video. See ya.